Hi, I'm Liv and welcome back to the Book Nook. Hey guys, so as you can tell, probably, maybe, I'm not filming on my camera today, I'm filming on my phone, so sorry if my eyes are like darting to the weird place because I'm not used to where the camera is versus the screen. I've got my lovely camera, but I seem to have fucked up something on the settings, as I mentioned in my last video, and I can't make it work, so I was just getting angry, so I'm doing it on my phone. I've done it again. I've done that thing where I don't film for ages and then I do a video saying, oh, I haven't filmed for ages, I'm gonna be better, and then I don't film for ages. I was gonna film this video last night, but instead I decided to cut my legs and shave my legs and cut my hair. So I decided to have that evening to myself instead. So I'm filming today. So things have been a bit hectic in my life. I got a new job, and then 3 weeks into that I got a different new job, which I have now quit, and I start my other new job next week. So yeah, just a bit of an adjustment period for me. The job that I got was working evenings, so that was sort of fucking with my sleep pattern a little bit, but then now I've got to get back to normal because the new job is more sociable, normal human hours. And yet again, for a little spell, I've not been in a particularly booky place. I've been buying books again, but not really reading very much, and I will do a wrap-up video soon of what I have been reading over the last, I don't fucking know. And I am going to get myself prepped, and I'm going to do some Norse-Vember videos, because that's kind of the one solid idea of a video that I said I was going to do, or a series of videos that I said I was going to do. The first kind of idea I've had for a while of something to do, so I'm going to make it happen, damn it. This is really weird. I feel like I look a hell of a lot more tired on this screen than I do normally. I definitely feel like I'm doing more hauls than anything else in terms of videos that I'm making, but that's just because that's how life is at the minute. It's quite hauly. One thing I do want to give a shout out to is I've never been a huge tea drinker. I'm more of a coffee drinker than a tea drinker. And I had, until yesterday, kept the box of this lovely new tea that I was going to show you guys. And then I had to tidy up yesterday and threw the box away. But basically, this tea, insert picture here, is a fucking game changer, guys. I feel like I want to say Simon because it seems like his cup of tea. See what I did there? I feel like I've seen him mention it either on his channel or Instagram, but basically it is a game changer. It is a cup of tea that tastes like you know when you dunk biscuits in tea and then you eat the biscuit and it's nom, 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 nom. That's exactly what it tastes like, and it's glorious and it's wonderful, and I'm drinking a cup now and I haven't actually let it go cold. So let's just dig into some books. I'm also wearing a jumper because it's actually starting to get cold, which I'm very, very happy about. So the first one I picked up, well, I don't know if it was the first one, a book I bought is Claudia Rankine's Just Us. Now, I read Citizen yonks ago, and I thought I'd read An American Dream, and then I realised I hadn't. So then I picked it up the other week, and I read it the other week, and it's incredible, and that will feature in a wrap-up. Incredible! What's that from? That's like from some game. Is it like dance thingy? Sing something. Incredible! But yes, this is Just Us by Claudia Rankine. It is a big chunkster. It's a non-fiction. Well, I don't really know what to class it as. I think it's been hailed as non-fiction, but I think all of her works, Citizen and An American Dream, kind of have this non-fiction poetic hybrid form, which I just love it. So I'm thinking this one is going to be more of the same, but possibly with even more of a non-fiction essayist sort of bent to it. So very excited to get into this one. And it's a really satisfying book. There's a sentence. Next up, I got myself an airport edition because I'm not fully feeling hardbacks all of the time at the moment. Elena Ferrante's new one, The Lying Life of Adults. I've still not yet read any Elena Ferrante. I do want to read the Neapolitan series. More so now they've changed the covers. That will feature in a still to come video on covers. And I've got a couple of her other standalone novels, but never actually got around to reading them. But this one I'm going to give a go very soon, I believe. I've nearly picked up a couple of times. In fact, I just had to dig a bookmark out of it that was properly wedged in from when I'd intended to read it and then got sidetracked. But yeah, new Elena Ferrante Europa editions. You know, I love them guys. Dem bones, dem bones. Next up, don't really need to say much about this. Book of Dust, Volume 2, in paperback. Add to the collection. And another Philip Pullman, as it's out in paperback, Philip Pullman's Demon Voices on Stories and Storytelling. So this is a collection of his sort of essays and speeches, all about sort of writing, stories, storytelling. I've read the introduction, you know, the intent was there. I started, and I will eventually finish. And I think as well there are some writings in here that give a bit of background to his writing of The Northern Lights, his Dark Materials. Why can't I talk? It's been a while. This feels like one that will potentially live on my nightstand. Don't really have such a thing, it's a ratty old chest of drawers. Sit next to my bed and I'll maybe read like an essay in bed before I go to sleep. Feels like that kind of book. Next up are 3 novels that I pretty much solely have Twitter to thank for these. Probably wouldn't have heard of them otherwise, but Twitter's where I get a lot of my book recommendations from. First one is Exit Management by Naomi Booth. Why did that sentence not feel like it came out right? That's what she said. Exit Management by Naomi Booth. Naomi Booth is the author of Sealed as well, which is one I've got. This is published by Dead Ink, so was Sealed. And I don't know masses about this one, other than it's a bit dark and twisty and potentially a bit gruesome, so I'm here for that. Then a book by an author whose name I'm gonna butcher, and I've tried finding pronunciations of it and I still can't get it right to come out of my mouth right, and that is A Ghost in the Throat by Doreen Nigrofa. Oh, that felt wrong. Tramp Press have published probably a couple of my favourite books of the last few years. Solar Bones by Mike McCormack, and wow, the other one I love so much I've forgotten the name. Notes to Self, Emily Pine, that's the one. Had to just double check it on my non-fiction shelf back there. So I'm really excited to get into this one. This one purports itself to be, it says, it sculpts essay and auto-fiction, which I am here for. Hybrid forms, I love it. And it's about 2 writers, centuries apart, and sort of merging and moulding, and here for that. Also, the name, A Ghost in the Throat. That, if I could give awards for like book titles, that'd be up there. Who says I can't give awards for book titles? I'm doing it. Then another one, thanks to Twitter, Recommendations by Panda in the Margins. It's an Archive of Happiness by Elizabeth Reader. Now, firstly, I love books by authors whose has a bit of nominative determinism, and I know it's not spelt like reading, but I'm going with it. Also, set in the Scottish Highlands. I mean, hello. It's set in the Scottish Highlands and it's about a dysfunctional family. I mean, here for it. Speaking of set in the Scottish Highlands, one I've picked up today and I'm going to start reading is, oh, knock all them on the floor, Pine by Francine Toon. Now this one is meant to be a bit spooky, set in the Scottish Highlands, and it's sort of Halloweeny, and I'm not a huge reader of like, well, I'm not really a huge kind of content devourer of anything spooky or horror type thing. I'm a big old wuss. I'm a big old fluffy wuss. So we shall see how much this scares me. Probably a lot, because, as I say, I'm a wuss. Then another one that I bought the other day, one a whim, is A Monk's Guide to Happiness by Geelong Thubton. Now this one will feature in when I start doing a series of sort of like self-helpy things, because I've already started reading this one, and these types of books are the ones that I will scribble in. Predominantly. Seems to be. I'm learning. I don't think I've looked at the camera right once. It's really weird. Then a little one that I picked up on that same whim as a Happy Monk. That's, yep, Happy Monk is K. Tempest on Connection. Now, K. Tempest, I love their poetry and their music. So very excited on this one. It's their first non-fiction offering, and it's about sort of connections and how we connect to people and how we are all connected through sort of art and creative connections and things like that. So again, probably one I'll sit and read in bed. Switch it up. You can definitely always tell when I haven't done one of these for a while and I'm trying to settle back in, because the energy goes whoop, whoop, whoop. That could also be the 4 cups of tea and an energy drink that I've had today. Look, I did say I'm trying to get my sleeping pattern right. I'm trying to stay awake all day, but this may end up with me staying awake all night. Oops. Then lastly, one that I have treated myself to because I'd found an old National Book Token which was really, really expired, and the lovely National Book Token people sent it to me and I had £10 to spend, so I got myself a copy of The Lost Spells by Robert Macfarlane and Jackie Morris. Now, I was expecting, and the bookseller who sold it to me said many people have been expecting, another big old format thing like The Lost Words. So I was very surprised when this is a small is the word, little hardback book, but it's beautiful, unsurprisingly, Jackie Morris's illustrations, and I've sat and I've read some of them and they're just these little natural nuggets of beauty. Yeah, I don't see them rushing to put that on any blurbs anytime soon. So that's all the books I've been buying. Couple of non-booky things. Look at him! Look, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my love for red pandas is real and pure and burns as hot as the sun. So I, as a real-life adult, got me a little red panda for International Red Panda Day, which was the other Saturday. Look at him! My cat is not a lap cat, okay? So I may or may not sit of an evening just stroking my red panda. Behave. Another thing I thought I would just show on here is a plant. A plant. I've been getting into plants over lockdown. Who hasn't? But this one is gorgeous. This is a Tricolor Stromanth. It's a type of calathea, but it's... Look at that. Look at that. I do actually have a bigger one over there as well, and the pinks and reds on the bigger one are darker. So this is like a little baby, little pale baby, and it's beautiful, beautiful. So there's your high octane energy. Whew. Yep, cup of tea, cup of tea, cup of tea. That'll work. That'll fix it. That'll fix it. Have you missed this craziness? For sure. Sure you have. Lies! So as per the usual, when I do a haul, any of these books that you guys have read or are interested in or will be looking at now they've been on this video, have a little chat with me down there. That's what she said? That's probably what she said. Look, I'm a mature adult who clearly, just clearly. And if I could pick one thing from this video that you would all go and buy, it would be the tea. Tea and biscuits. Tea. Right, I'm off into town to buy some utensil drawers. Who wants to place a bet that I end up buying another book even though I only bought one this morning? Popping back to say, definitely did buy another book, didn't I? Judith Butler's Gender Troubles, because it's been talked about a lot off the back of her brilliant article, and this one will probably appear in another video. So, whoops! I'll see you next time when I will actually do a wrap-up and talk about some books that I have read, rather than just spaffing all these books that I've bought. I love that word. I know it's a gross word, but I love it. Spaffing. Right, bye!